Joe brought a Hustler magazine home, and that is proving more attractive to me than writing right now. Hello, welcome back to another journal reading. Let's dive right in. It is November 30th, 1980. I do believe that the church was the most important unifying element in Europe during the Middle Ages. This is so because all kings were brought to power by the church. History's only reason for the many wars during the Middle Ages is religion, which reflects the church's desires and policies. For example, a huge attempt for unification of parts of Europe was a direct action by the church. These attempts were the Crusades. And we got some random notes going on here. And the people that accept a religion, church, in one region could be called the same type of people who they stuck together. I don't know where these notes are coming from, to be honest with you. Maybe I was working on some sort of social studies paper, or these were my actual thoughts about the topic. Let's continue. The role religion plays today is the same as the role the Queen plays in England, a figurehead. I say this because it is obvious that religion in this country is becoming something of the past, and it still will be around because people don't like to see something go that was part of them for so long. It exists to keep believers feeling better. How many really govern their lives according to the teachings of religions? I'll say now that the basic idea of religion is very good. Don't be negative. But the fact that you have to believe in all these other things to obtain the basic idea is absurd. The time is coming for man to accept a basic idea. Be positive and do good. But the way you go about it, religion and what type, is only used to help man and give reason to believe and use the basic idea. If you believe what I have just said, then you must agree that religion, the way you go about getting your basic idea, is just a way of doing something which varies in many forms, so has no strong validity. If you know how to go about obtaining something, should you go through many burdening, time-wasting steps to get there? Man has just got to realize that he has to do good for himself and not for some God which is not real anyway. Be good for goodness sake. I guess that's one way to put it. An argument someone can use against me, whom I say religion is not real, is they can say, well, if the Lord and all that stuff aren't real, why has the religions lasted so long on the earth? I would say, good. You have just said that something has lasted for a long time, and man has the capability to believe and love something very greatly to keep it alive. Now, if we have that capability, let's use it on real stuff and in a different way to make man live better. For instance, they would ask, I would use that potential to accept something man has on a new idea. Create a whole new value for man to hold and cherish, one that directly governs the actions of people to be positive. Let's believe in a whole new goal, not one like we go to heaven if we're good or hell if we're bad. One that says, I only have one life, so why don't I be happy and be positive to others? December 2nd, 1980. I can say without guilt that I am really perturbed. I had quite a few excellent things to write about, but spent the energy writing in my idea book. All that I would have said is in that notebook. But I'm in a situation where I can say there's no need to get mad that I didn't write it down, What's important is I know what I thought, and I will think that way always. I wanted to get the entry done. Joe brought a Hustler magazine home, and that is proving more attractive to me than writing right now. Summary of the day. School morning get up, school bus ride home, had a big debate on the bus about the indignation in the something God. Got home, ate biscuits again, looked at Joe's Hustler magazine, listened to music, set up a new desk area because of a broken lamp, worked all day on paperwork, homework, idea book, etc. Looked at Joe's Hustler again, took bath, whacked off, worked more, ate supper, wrote my mom, wrote this, going to bed, laters. December 3rd, 1980. Believe it or not, my handwriting has been pretty good tonight until I started in this entry. It's 6:09 p.m. I am now writing the way I think my name looks the best spelled out. This is the style now. Will it change? I'm writing my name multiple times. I mean, who doesn't go through that where they're like, how to write your name, how to sign your name, practice signing your name? Anyway. Oh well, you get the idea. Okay. It's my own unique style. 9:18 p.m. I got caught up in a big convo with everyone, so that bit of my hour has to stretch and write in this log. Things cool in school where I got an eye examination with all my friends, got the results too, and I wore my shirt backwards coming out of gym. I changed that quick in the bathroom. 12/3, 1980, from a textbook in school. A broader definition of Renaissance includes not only the rebirth of art and culture, but also a new forward outlook on life, which led to many aspects of modern civilization. This idea needs no comments on because it can suggest so many new things. Mainly that's we should go through now. December 4th, 1980, in school. A president should not only be a good politician, but he must excel in the humanities. He must be a good understander of humans and all they have something to do with. I am good in humanities. I understand what they are and how they work, humans. I am a citizen of the world. Leonardo da Vinci studied man through science. Studying the Renaissance now makes me see how man was, can, and might be. Just a note. Joe and I sat up front on the bus today because the back was filled up. When I got home, I ate some lunch, watched a little TV, and gabbed with Joe and Dan. I then did my math in labs after trying to find a way to heat my room up. It's 40 degrees in there. I then ate supper and told jokes and sang with everyone at the kitchen table. It was a riot. I then did some recording with Joe singing Mr. Hot and Mr. Freeze Miser. I watched a little Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, then got around to doing this writing. Didn't get to put what I wanted to. I wanted to say a few things on my subject of how I am and the world I live in, but I'll just get it in another time. The important thing for me now is to stretch and go to bed. Laters. Still December 4th, 1980, 9:14 p.m. My father, Sue, Joe, and I just had an excellent conversation. We argued about how men and women were today, and Joe and I defended ourselves when being accused of being feminine for going through all the morning stuff, combing hair, etc. Me and my father did almost all of the debating. It was good. My side of the convo for defense was based on the idea that men and women have been stereotyped into certain roles, and it seems not right if those roles start to intermix. There was no winner, although I don't believe there is such thing as a winner or loser in a conversation. If there is, it's not a conversation. Because we both got an understanding of why, parents to the teenagers, each does his thing. Then for griping and us forgetting something. I don't really know if it's wrong to yourself look good. I don't think it's wrong for us to make ourselves look good. But it makes me feel confident to do it. That one's not really important, just a learning experience. I had poached eggs after school, cleaned and vacuumed and washed dishes in the kitchen until dark. It's sparkling, that room, it is. I then did my math homework, did a little body measuring with the tape measure with Joe, got in my workout clothes, stretched, worked out good in the basement, ate supper, talked, as I just explained. Writing in this log now. I'm going to do a drawing of a gear setup, then take a bath and watch Cosmos tomorrow. December 5th, 1980, 8:27 p.m. Got up kind of late today, so I had to make myself a quick peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Got a candy bar from Tina today before homeroom. We had a party for Miss Magdalene. She's our student teacher in biology, and today was her last day. Just listened to a song by Fleetwood Mac on the radio. I'm going to get there. Tusk album. I had some croutons and I made myself 3 poached eggs after school. I then did the dishes and cleaned the kitchen. I also vacuumed and fixed up the den. Doing that kind of stuff each day got me $5 tonight for allowance. My total amount of money I have as of today is $41. I then took the garbage out and watched the sunset a while. Today was a beautiful day. Really cold, but the sun was shining nice. My world is truly beautiful. I set up my drawing board and made a drawing of the radio-controlled all-terrain tracker I'm going to make sometime. It will be my hobby. I like drawing pictures of spaceships and other things that I would sometime like to build. The parents came home, so I greeted them, then continued on my drawing. In my room, I went out to see the parents. Excuse me. I did a little more, then went back into the kitchen before the parents went out to Albany to Christmas shop. I then had supper, hot dogs, before continuing my drawing. I visited Joe in his room while we were listening to disco, Saturday Night Fever. We started screwing around with dancing, but it got into him dressing up and going through the whole routine. I then quit my drawing, cleaned up, listened to music, and am now writing. I will now take a bath and then read before crashing. Hey, good night. December 6th, 1980, 10:22 p.m., and it's a Saturday. One more day until the 100th journal entry. I had decided earlier that today I would make this entry a comment day, commenting on the various things I do in a day. As it turned out, I'm really tired now and am lying in bed wanting to fall asleep in it. So I probably won't do any extensive idealizing. Wait a second, I just won't be lazy this time. I will do what I thought I would do this one time. Is this a good idea? Don't say you will never do something again, but just when the time comes up to do it, don't. Oh, that quote is credited to Joe in September of 1980. So I wanted to speak of my workout program. I do because it is one thing that consumes a lot of my time and is something I put a lot of desire into doing. It's the only other thing I do on my own regularly and all the time, besides writing in this log. The main thing I have to write about is this. I do it for what reasons? I do it because track is my sport that I do well in and I want to do excellent in. So I am working out to become a better athlete for track season. Then there's the next biggie reason. Ego. That word is what is us humans have a heck of a lot of, although I can't say it's bad because I believe I have a big ego and I think I'm doing okay. The main things that psyched me up into doing the program enthusiastically is thinking about all of the girls and movie stars I could impress by having a tremendous body. Also, how I would be in a big popularity figure in school by having that body. That as guy can beat, that no guy can beat and no girl can resist. Enough of that side now. So there it is. I do my weightlifting and stretching to become an athlete and positive winner. Real reason, and then I do it to supply my ego with food to grow. Fake reason. Now all of this is merely description of what I feel, not any introductory to any change I'll go through. It's just there in my head now. It's here in the book. I got up at 7 this morning. I forced myself up because I wanted to enjoy a productive day. I wanted to go to the bathroom, then sat in the den for an hour watching the Saturday morning cartoons. Watching TV is really a waste, but doing it this morning really brought back the way I used to feel when I was younger and watched cartoons. A feeling of having the whole day to yourself and not have any worries. It really is nice to not have any worries, despite my surface value of believing that worries keep you moving, so they're positive. Anyway, I had a breakfast, cheese hot dogs, while watching TV. I cleaned the kitchen, den and hall a little, then proceeded to get my math done. I finished that, did something else, then started to do my social studies. I got into a fight with Dan. Well, he was kicking the table where I was working to get me back for laughing when he did his push-ups wrong. I snatched his toys out of his hands and gave him the threatening look, then put them in his room to let him know I didn't want to hurt him at all. He took this as a pushback, so he came running down the hall to do something to me in the den. He tripped on the carpet and fell right on his face. Well, that's the end of it. Catch you on the next one.